the thing that people have to remember is that this too shall pass. Okay. Right. It's not going to stay here forever. It's, it's winter right now. And like what comes after winter, it happens in business cycles. It happens in economic cycles. It happens as human beings, in our lifespans. And so, we're in winter right now, and spring is around the corner.
Welcome to the Accelerated Investor Podcast with Josh Cantwell. If you love entrepreneurship and investing in real estate, then you are in the right place. Josh is the CEO of Freeland Ventures Real Estate Private Equity and has personally invested in well over 500 properties all across the country. He's also made hundreds of private lender loans and owns over 1,000 units of apartments. Josh is an expert at raising private money for deals, and he prides himself on never having had a boss in his entire adult life. Josh and his team also mentor investors and entrepreneurs from all over the world. He doesn't dream about doing deals. He actually does them, and so do his listeners and students. Now sit back, listen, learn, and accelerate your business, your life, and your investing with the Accelerated Investor Podcast.
So hey everybody, welcome back to Accelerated Investor. I'm so excited that all of you could join us. And for all of you that have been asking questions about what's going on and asking questions about what do I do in this uncertain time, thank you. Thank you for reaching out to us. Thank you for sharing your concerns, your fears. That's why we're here, is to talk to you about what we've learned and how we can lead in this uncertain time. Thank you for sharing this podcast on social media. And today I have a special guest. All of you know him. His name is Khleif. He's an amazing apartment investor. He's an amazing business leader. He's been owning and growing companies for over 30 years. He's a leader in this space, not only as an author, a speaker, an investor, raising capital, owning apartments, and many, many other companies and businesses. And you also know Rod, I just had him on the podcast about a month or two ago, and the world a month or two ago was very different. So I've asked Rod to come back and for he and I to share some of the lessons that we've learned from the crash of 2008, and not how only to lead, but thrive in this uncertainty, and what to do both mentally and tactically going forward. So Rod, thanks for popping back on. We're so excited to have you back.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. This is going to be a lot of fun. And I know it's not fun out there right now. Sometimes I just have to go outside and look at the birds and realize everything will be okay.
Right.
But like we were saying before we started recording, it's almost a little bit surreal. Like it's almost like a bad movie sometimes. But the thing that people have to remember is that, let's talk first about, I love talking about mindset. I spent 20 years following Tony Robbins around the planet. And I love talking about mindset. And honestly, guys, that is 80 to 90% of how well you do through this, right? It's all between your freaking ears. And so the things you need to remember right now is, when you're looking at CNN, ABC, Fox, the news is not there to inform us. It's there to scare the shit out of it, to startle us, okay? That's what it's there for. That's what they do.
Leads. I like.
That's right. That's how they sell advertising. And so remember that, number one. Number two, remember that what you focus on grows, positive or negative. And so, if it's the news, you're going to get more and more frightened and scared and paranoid, versus if you reassociate with the things that you want. I think on our last call, I did my version of a goal setting workshop and how to maximize, what you want and why you want it. If you reassociate with that, you get some pictures of things you want, you get vision boards, you get aligned. Right now, average people are watching Netflix, watching every freaking series on Netflix and distracting themselves with entertainment, where the successful people are growing and learning and becoming more, because this is an opportunity. Now, we're going to talk about the opportunities coming in multifamily, trust me, and it's coming. Both Josh and I went through 2008. I lost $50 million. I don't know how bad you got hit. Maybe you didn't get hit at all, but I got my butt kicked. And so this is a little bit deja vu-ish for us. Now, luckily, our asset, I'm only in multifamily now, and our assets, we collected 85% of our rent already. It's the 9th of April when we recorded this. So, we're doing quite well with our asset class. And yeah, and we were very, very proactive. I on my Facebook page, I went live about this, how to deal with your residents right now, how to be proactive, how to talk to your lenders right now, how to, get ahead of this so that it's, you can't hide your head in the sand as an operator or frankly, as a human being right now.
Right.
If you're watching or listening to Josh, you're a leader. You're either a leader of your tribe, your company, definitely your family. There's no question. And everybody's watching you right now. They're watching how you handle this. Are you hiding your head in the sand? Are you caught up in fear? Or are you focused on the things that you want and growing and learning? And right now, you have to innovate. You have to pivot. In fact, I just went live on this 2 nights ago. Yeah, some of the biggest companies on earth were born in a crisis like this. I was talking about...
In my newest real estate investing book, The Flip System, you'll learn the proven secrets and strategies that I've used to be a successful real estate investor. You'll also hear the story of my journey from quitting my job to doing over 2,000 units of apartments. The Flip System is now available for a limited time, and you can grab your free copy at getflipsystem.com/podcast. You'll learn the same proven principles and secrets and investing strategies that I used to quit my job and pursue a life of financial freedom. In this book, I'm sharing exactly how I was able to personally close over 750 profitable real estate deals, make over 400 private lender loans, raise over $30 million, and acquire over 2,000 units of cash flowing apartments. Get my newest book now for free at getflipsystem.com/podcast. That's getflipsystem.com/podcast.
Hershey in 1929, when the market crashed. In fact, Tim Bratz posted about this. Tim.
Yeah, for sure.
And I got this from him, so I'll give him credit for it. But it was a very interesting story how Mr. Hershey, Milton Hershey, came out of retirement to come save his company, and he had to pivot because nobody was spending money on what they thought was frivolous things like chocolate. So what he did was he repositioned as, that it was nutrient, that it was packed with protein and nutrients, and they had their biggest years ever. Me personally, I was scheduled to have 700 people in Orlando at my next sold out live event. Every one of my events is sold out. I had 700 people on.
I was trying to get there for that too.
You were going to help. You were going to come and so I had to pivot. And so we're doing a live stream on May 2nd and 3rd. And that's okay. We're working on my studio. I've got somebody building some things over there in one of the other buildings here in my compound today, actually, for that. But I had to pivot. And so if you're out there and you're suffering right now, or you've got a job situation or whatever business you're in, we went through some pain. I had to cut my leadership staff down. I had to let a couple people go. I mean, it's not pleasant. Hopefully I'll bring them back, but you've got to get ahead of this. And focus is the critical piece.
Well, it comes down to understanding that if you take a long-term approach, Rod, and you think like the longevity of my company is what's important, the longevity of the people that I can impact is important. I might have to make some tough decisions today as a leader. We have to make some tough decisions to let a few people go, furlough some people, consolidate some things for the long-term health of my company, the long-term health of all my students, all my investors, all my tenants. I've got to make those decisions for the long-term health, not knee-jerk things, but think, what's the best decision I can make today that I have to make, right? To me, this is almost like just a natural disaster. This doesn't feel like 2008. It doesn't feel like the mortgage crisis that was going to drag on for 3 to 5 years. This feels like a natural disaster, more like a hurricane or a typhoon or, something along those lines, that everyone's freaking out for this 90-day period. It's going to have significant impact for 90 days. There's going to be some people, their businesses get crushed because they're over leveraged, they're not liquid enough in the next 90 days. But this doesn't feel like, to me, like 2008, that, because that rolled in, if you remember.
Let me say this to that. Let me say this to that. And I interviewed a doctor for my show, and I didn't air the episode because it was just too negative. But he does think that this is the new normal, and at least from the social distancing standpoint, because until they find a cure or an antibody or something to prevent this, he thinks there's going to be waves of this. Now, obviously, people cannot shelter in place for much longer.
Forever, yeah.
So I think what they did was they made sure that the hospitals had the capacity and the resources to handle this, but I think it's gonna go more towards, I'm thinking this as it relates to my business right now on the thought leadership side, not on the apartment side, but on the thought leadership side with my live events. And so, I'm pivoting there in case he's right. Okay. He thinks it's going to be 3 to 5 years on this social distancing, work remotely, things of that nature is going to become much more mainstream. Now, hopefully he's wrong. Honestly, I do hope he's wrong, but I'm positioning as if he's right. So I went out and bought some domain names like, I'm going to do an online meetup framework for investors. I got, online multifamilymeetup.com, and I got some domains. And I plan to set up a national meetup group. Is one of the things on our plate. I think it'll really be.
Well, you're planning for the worst, right?
I'm hoping
for the best.
Planning for the future, honestly, and it doesn't have to be a negative. It's a pivot. And if I go, I love the live events. My wife loves the live events. We love shaking hands, hugging, and connecting with people. And if that's gonna be a while, then I'll pivot. And I'm gonna do a live stream. It's gonna be kind of weird because I won't be actually actively in front of anybody, but I'm gonna bring in people on Zoom and stuff. But the point is, I think you plan for you hope for the best and plan for the worst is I think you just said that. That's kind of what I'm doing, and as it relates to the training business, right. But
that's forcing you to reinvent because, like you said, pivoting. Because now let's assume that it isn't the worst, but you create this online meetup, you create some of these tools to be online, but let's just say a year from now or 6 months from now, things are back to the old normal and you could do your events. Well, now that becomes a whole new asset that's going to feed into your events as a thought leader. And you've pivoted and you've created from that.
Exactly. But those of you listening, think about what you could do, a side hustle, something that you take this opportunity when you're stuck in your home to learn and grow. For God's sakes, if you're interested in multifamily, come to my live stream. It's $97 right now.
We'll drop a link in the show notes for that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, in fact, you just text Rod Live to 41411. And it's $97 for 2 full days of me training. It's not a sales pitch. It's going to be freaking awesome. So, but the point is, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be multifamily. Take this opportunity to learn something that you can kick ass with, regardless of what happens down the road. Okay, that's my message. And don't get caught up in the fear. Remember, people are watching you. You're a leader, and whatever you focus on is going to get bigger. I love to tell this story about Mother Teresa. About focus and what you focus on is critical. And people would ask her if she was anti-war, and she would say, "No, I'm pro-peace."
Oh, there you go.
See,
and so mindset there.
So right, and there's so much good stuff out there. You got to stand guard at the door to your mind, and I don't watch the news, on TV for sure. I'll glance at it just to stay on top of the headlines in the morning, sometimes just for freaking amusement. But the point is, you don't wallow in it. You don't really. The word is indulge. Don't indulge in the fear. Okay, that's I know that doesn't sound good, but that's the truth of it.
Yeah.
If you're watching it for more than 30 minutes, you're indulging in it. Okay, it's giving you certainty. So be sure that that you're focused. I mean, I got my vision boards here. I'm focused on the things that I want. I take I'm reconnected, more connected with my wife who's walking by right now, and And she's running off in case I ask her to come over here. So the point is, we've connected more. We've done more walks. Of course, people are joking about that, but what a great way to connect. with those you care about.
I was just out yesterday. There's this amazing gorge outside of the Cleveland Metro Parks. And there's all these massive rocks and valleys that we can climb through.
I've jogged it. I remember jogging it, actually.
Whips Ledges, it's called. It's amazing. Yeah. And I went there as a kid. So the last couple of weeks, I've been taking my kids there like once a week, every 2 weeks. And we're just checking out new parts of it. And the kids are like, oh, Dad, parks are boring. And then I'm like, no, trust me. Like, just come and see this. And the kids love it. They're like, Dad, that was so much fun. And we're eating so many more meals together, connecting as a family, using that as an opportunity, going for walks, playing out in the yard. And I'm lucky because I get to work from home a lot as it is.
Right.
And I'm with my kids a lot as it is. But this is a special time. And I hear a lot of parents bitching and complaining like, oh, I don't know if I could do this with my kids so much. My kids are all in my business. I'm like, you're missing the point. Like, this is a time to slow down. It's a time to enjoy it. We're kind of forced as a society to kind of let's just calm everything down and enjoy each other. Think a little bit more, read a little bit more, work out a little bit more, get some more exercise. There's so many benefits from this. And if you miss it and just complain about your old life, the whole point here, Rod, is
it's your focus.
Take the best parts of your old life, maybe 30 days ago, take the best parts of this 30, 90 days, 6 month, and merge that together. That becomes the new you 6 months or a year from now. There's tons of positives that are coming out of it.
Oh, no question. And I will tell you this, you're listening. If you are really suffering right now, I promise you, there's a silver lining in all this. There always is. You just have to find it, okay? Like when I lost $50 million in 2008, that pre-framed my finding my wife. And I will tell you, I would give it all up again for her. Yeah. And I mean that sincerely. And so the point is, there's always a silver lining, but you can create that freaking silver lining if you direct your focus and you take this as an opportunity to do all the things you just described, because it is an opportunity. And that's how you have to look at it. You don't look at it like it's a negative. You look at it like, how can I become more right now? How can I grow? How can I learn? How can I start a side hustle or do something I've always wanted to do, or all the things you just described with your family? Tell you this. Nah, never mind. I was going to tell you something about that park you went to. I actually jogged that thing and actually got a hernia from that park right there. True story. I had to have surgery.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Well, Rod, listen, so what are some specific, so again, mentally, like somebody wakes up, they're feeling fear.
If you haven't,
what are some tactics that they can actually do? Is it the vision board? Is it writing, journaling?
Yes.
What are some things you teach your people, your audience, to say, don't just wing it, but here's some actual tactics. Here you go. Tell us about that.
Yeah, here you go. So first of all, this is not self-serving, but I did a whole hour and a half Facebook Live on my Rod Khleif official page on January 1st, teaching people to walking them through a goal setting process. Okay. Because again, what you focus on gets bigger. And if you don't know what you want, how the hell are you ever going to get it? You've got to know exactly what you want and why you want it. So if you go to my Facebook page, I even give you a free download of a goal setting worksheet you can use, and spend an hour and a half with me and get clearly aligned on what it is you want. Okay, that's step one. You got to know what you want, whether you do it with me or not. Sit down and write down everything you ever want in life, or listen to the previous episode I did. I kind of highlighted it in about 5 minutes. But if you want me to walk you through it, it's free. It's there on my Facebook official page. Now, once you know what it is you want, you got to have it around you. You got to get pictures. You got to get pictures. I've got like this. I want to build schools in Latin America. Okay, self-sustaining schools. This is my travel board. I want to go to, these are places I've been or want to go again. The things, but remember this, and I talked about this when I was live with you the last time. Everything starts from gratitude. Okay, this is a gratitude board, pictures of my kids and things I'm grateful for. So you've got to do that. And I think I showed you on the last episode these pictures in the back of my planner. I've got pictures been in here for 20 years. Did I do that, Josh?
You did.
On the last call? Yeah. And I've gotten everything in here. I mean, big things.
Are you ready to automate and explode your real estate investing? We're searching for extremely motivated individuals who are sick and tired of wasting time and want to finally see real results from their real estate investing business. We're searching for investors looking to get to the next level and become a bigger, better version of themselves while being a more successful real estate investing entrepreneur. Apply for mentoring and coaching at joshcantwellcoaching.com/podcast. That's joshcantwellcoaching.com/podcast.
Crazy exotic cars and houses and all of it happened because I put it into my reticular activating system, into my, like on the walls. You can't see it in the walls here. I've got pictures of the things that I want as well. I have it around me so that I don't lose sight of what it is that I want. That's number one. Then you really should have a morning ritual right now. More than ever, you need one right now.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get up and you need to be great. Here, I'll give you mine. Okay, I had Hal Elrod on my show. I don't know if we have yet, but he wrote The Miracle Morning, and it's a book about starting your day off right. But that's a great book. If you don't have it, go get it. I've given away hundreds of copies. But regardless, I'll give you mine. It takes literally 3 minutes. So I'll just close my eyes. I've got a recliner behind me here, behind my green screen. You can see the edge of it there. I'll close my eyes and I'll just be grateful for the things that I have in my life, my beautiful wife, my coaching students, my kids, my foundation, and just do gratitude for just a minute or two. It's easy. And then I'll be grateful for the things that I want in my life, the positive things, not the fear things, the positive things, both material, whatever they are, whatever is important that you want to manifest. And think about those things as if you already have them with gratitude. And I've even gotten emotional thinking about things I don't even have yet, because I just really bring the gratitude.
They're coming.
And I know some of you analytical ones are going, oh, good God, you're off the foo-foo deep end. Well, I'm here to tell you, there's a reason I had 50 million to lose in the first place, and I'm back to the success that I have now. So poo-poo it all you want, but unless you've done better and that's not ego, then please hear me, because this shit works. Okay. And sorry about the profanity, but I wanted to impact on that.
My grandma always said shit, damn, and hell weren't swear words, Rod. My 94-year-old grandma who's still alive, shit, damn, and hell weren't swear words. So we're good with those. All right, good. So the bottom line is it freaking works. Okay. And so then you do that morning ritual. And then this is really important too. Last little piece, just say it's going to be a freaking awesome day. And it almost always is. And so you need to be exercising more right now, for sure. Okay. I don't care if you're at home. There are YouTubers out there, everybody in the exercise business can't go to a gym right now. So they're all online teaching for free and building their own brands. Go on there and follow it along. My wife's been doing the crazy one, the insanity one. I mean, that's why, she's drop dead. She's tough, man. I've done that one. That's hard.
It's brutal. It's brutal. I can see her on the security cameras and it's like, oh my God, she's an animal. Yeah. But the point is, and I've been working out harder too. And I had, I had a trainer come in here. We've got an exercise room here in my compound, and we've been doing it on FaceTime, man. I got a little standees up there. He's kicking my butt, and I'm, and hey, quit slacking, slacker. And he's telling me, and I'm working out. And the point is, adapt, pivot, innovate. Think about it. Like I had to pivot and innovate with my business. Let's talk for a minute also. I'll let you guide the conversation, but let's not lose sight of the incredible opportunities that are coming, guys. Okay, both to buy businesses, to buy multifamily, for sure, real estate.
Well, Rob, let's talk about that coming. Because in 2008, many people saw this. This is everyone. It's funny how, and you and I have been around long enough to see it. In 2001, the stock market, everyone talked about, the stock tech bubble's the new normal, until it wasn't. Then in 2008, I'm older than you. Let me share something else. I'm sorry. Back in the late 80s, I was flipping some houses. Okay. So I had flipped, I love telling this story because it's so dramatic. So there was this house in Denver on 3351 West 30th Avenue, right at Federal and 30th. Oh man.
Okay. So anyway, I flipped this house. I bought it for 56, sold it for 76, made a nice chunk. Okay. Market crashed. I bought it back for 18, okay? And everybody's doom and gloom. Oh my God, it's never coming back. It's horrible. Oh, what are we going to do? Pulling your hair out. I sold the house like 3 or 4 years later for 160. It's now worth about 800.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, real estate is the freaking bomb.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you heard, I don't know if you heard me if you didn't hear me tell my story, back in 2008, I had 800 houses and I had multiple apartment complexes. It was the houses that pulled me down because I was too geographically spaced out.
They were all spread out, right?
Yeah, they were all spread out.
Yeah.
Right. And so what was interesting is my multifamily did just fine. It pulled back a little bit, maybe 11%, I think is what it was. And it was somewhere around that for the country, really. 11 to 15 max was the pullback. Well, we do our underwriting where we're going to break even at 30 to 35% vacant.
Right.
And in 2009, it only did 11 to 15%. So again, there are incredible opportunities coming, and like you said, there are businesses that were going hand to mouth. That it's sad as hell, honestly, that these individual businesses are gonna fail, but they are. I hate to say it, guys. A lot of businesses are going out of business over the next 2 to 6 months to a year because they just couldn't hold on. I just saw cheesecake factories out. And so the point is, and big ones even, but so there's opportunity there. In the multifamily space, I saw so many skinny deals the last few years. We're
guys
like,
buying at 4 caps.
We're
and
investing
5
final
caps.
in the offer phrase. There's like 3 of us and we see what this thing sells for. And we're like, what were they thinking? And they're coming back. I'm just telling you, like on our deals, we've got a deal right now. We're closing in Cincinnati. And it's a really good deal, 280 units. We can sustain 35% economic vacancy, okay? Which is huge. Okay, number one. Number two, we're got $1 million as a just in case this hits the fan bucket, okay? $1 million, which is more than our mortgage payment for the year. So guys, it's not a time to run and hide right now. There will be, that's an incredible opportunity. We still got slots left in that, by the way, but there will be even more opportunity coming. And so it's not the time. And I will say this, back in 2009, I was hiding under a rock for a few months. Okay. And I missed out on a lot of opportunity. Yeah. Because, I'd lost everything. I thought I was set for life. I'd lost everything. That's my excuse. I pivoted finally. Took me longer than it did this time. I did it immediately this time because I knew. But the point is, don't get caught in the fear. Anyway, sorry.
Rod, well, let's talk tactically then about multifamily because we're a big multifamily investor. We've got 426 unit that we're about to close on. We actually signed the papers yesterday. And guys that kind of saw this potential recession coming, guys like you and I, we knew there's going to be deals on the back end of this, even in no coronavirus issue. But the coronavirus sped all that up. So we got liquid. We were waiting for deals to come. We saw those skinny deals. We passed on them all. Now, guys like us, a lot of experience, a lot of access to capital, can sign a personal guarantee. We're going to be scooping up a lot of deals here in the next 3 months to 15 months. Now, there's a lot of guys maybe that don't have the balance sheet or the access or the experience. So let's talk about one, where is this deal flow going to come from? What are you looking at? And two, even if they don't have a lot of extra money or they don't have a lot of experience, how can someone participate in multifamily, maybe being a deal finder, maybe wholesaling deals, participating in a deal like that,
all of that,
and partnering with an experienced guy like us?
Exactly. And you just pretty well said it. It really is. First of all, you have to learn the business. Again, for $97, come see me for 2 days.
No brainer. Sign up for Rod's course. It's amazing.
Yeah. But even if it's not me, go learn the business. But the point is, then what you'll find, what's beautiful about multifamily is it's a team business. And so, you can bring one piece of that team. It could be deal evaluation if you're super analytical. It could be out there pounding the pavement, talking to brokers and owners to buy property. In our acquisitions team, we've got 2 people that do the acquisition side, broker contact, direct to seller marketing. We've got 2 people in the investor relations dealing, talking to our investors, which, they're needing a lot of hand holding right now to hear what I just said. Don't get scared right now. Get freaking excited. Okay. There's that. Then I've got 2 people in our asset management department. And then Robert oversees the whole thing. And so there's lots of places that you can add value. You just have to figure out what your superpower is and align with people. In our coaching program, we've got, 350 people all over the country. And so many of them get together and with complementary skill sets to go out and do this business.
That's great.
And people like Josh, you and I, we can act as sponsors on deals, our team and your team. And so there's just the point is, well, the beautiful thing about our business is it takes some money, but it doesn't have to be your money.
Right.
Okay. There's so much money on the sidelines looking for decent returns. Look at how many people got freaking crushed in the stock market. The feds don't bail out the stock market,
right,
but they're bailing out renters and doing defeasance and forbearance on property owners. Okay, that's a clue. Okay, that's what we call a clue, because people have to have housing, and so that's why real estate's so awesome. Forget all the other benefits like the incredible tax benefits. Why do you think the wealthiest people on this planet put their money in real estate?
Yeah.
So they don't pay taxes. Okay,
it's amazing, Rod. Even yesterday, we got our K1s coming out, right? So I was talking to one of my partners last night, and one of our investors like, hey, I actually received this money in a preferred return,
right?
But my K1 shows that we lost money. So
right.
You're saying that the dollars I got in my preferred return were offset by depreciation and expenses. So I actually made money that I can spend, real cash, but I'm actually going to be able to write this off as a loss on my tax return?
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, now you're getting it.
That's how it works.
You get it. The K1, man, that's the proof. So we're going to be doing a podcast and a call for our investors just on that, because it's so amazing. And people, like you said, Rod, that were fighting over 4 caps and 5 caps and deals that were super skinny. That's now what's going to happen. Guys that are going to get knocked out, guys that can't pivot, guys that were maybe posers in the business that really weren't players, that really didn't have access to it. They're going to be gone. They're going to be moved on. They don't have the ability to pivot. In the next 3 months to 15 months, these deals are going to start to default, or sellers are going to have to get out. Guys are going to be squeezed cash flow, don't have any backup. They're going to need to sell. And you're really going to be looking at pouncing on those deals.
And what's the secret? The secret is cash.
In my newest real estate investing book, The Flip System, you'll learn the proven secrets and strategies that I've used to be a successful real estate investor. You'll also hear the story of my journey from quitting my job to doing over 2,000 units of apartments. The Flip System is now available for a limited time, and you can grab your free copy at getflipsystem.com/podcast. You'll learn the same proven principles and secrets and investing strategies that I used to quit my job and pursue a life of financial freedom. In this book, I'm sharing exactly how I was able to personally close over 750 profitable real estate deals, make over 400 private lender loans, raise over $30 million, and acquire over 2,000 units of cash flowing apartments. Get my newest book now for free at getflipsystem.com/podcast. That's getflipsystem.com/podcast.
Cash. But it doesn't have to be your own. You just have to have access to it. So if you know this business and you can congruently communicate what's coming and the benefits that are coming, you'll have access to cash, because and it really is that fear conversation with someone, telling an investor that, hey, when there's blood running in the streets, don't be fearful, be excited, because it happens. If you study it, it happens all the time. Well, not all the time, but it's happened many times throughout history, where the people that were contrarian, and that's the word, it's contrarian investing when the market is, again, blood running in the streets. Best example I can give, it's not a little graphic, but the bottom line is you get the message. That's when you want to be investing and not fearful. But the beautiful thing about multifamily is, again, we're closing on a deal right now. It's a screaming deal in Cincinnati. We got another one you and I were talking about in your backyard in Cleveland. That's right. A screaming deal. And so the deals are there right now, but there will be many more of them. But the beautiful thing about multifamily is it's primarily empirical. It's the numbers. Yes, you have to ask all the right questions. I don't know if I mentioned I've got this free due diligence checklist last time on your show.
I've downloaded that. Yeah, make sure we'll put a note for that too in the show notes.
Yeah, just text Rod to 41411 for this thing. It's 70 pages. It's every freaking question you could possibly imagine for due diligence. But with that, and doing the numbers properly, it's pretty freaking hard to make a mistake. It really is. I mean, if you have someone that understands the returns and doesn't get too aggressive with the, with what they think the rents are going to do. And really the name of the game right now is to look at things conservatively. That's how we've always done it since I got my butt kicked. I'm very, very conservative anyway, which has really served me right now. But the point is, if you operate that way, multifamily is a fantastic vehicle, regardless of what's happening out there.
Yeah, whether you're active, you're the active operator, passive. Some of the
or passive. Yeah,
Rod. Some of the moons that have lined up, and you've seen it, is because of the virus. A lot of the contractors that were so busy 30 days ago, 60 days ago, 90 days ago, they're not busy. So they're looking for projects to jump on, and multifamily
brokers too.
Brokers that had
brokers too. It was almost hard as hell to get a hold of a broker, up to 6 weeks ago, and now they're calling us.
Calling us. So and capital, right? Because the stock market's come down, people are like, oh no, like. They knew it, but they didn't want to listen to guys like us 60 days ago that the market could go down by 30%. Then it did. So you got contractors that need work. You got brokers that need buyers. You've got passive investors that need to invest and get a good, solid preferred return and
safe, solid, return.
Stable. All these things are lining up now. So if you're not aligning yourself in multifamily, you're going to miss the boat. If you look at the guys in 2009, 10, 11, the Blackstones of the world is the first one that stands out. They created a whole new market of this single family for rent on an institutional level that did not exist before 2008. They saw that opportunity. So how can you do that now in a multifamily capacity? Because I'm not going to go buy 50,000 single families like they have. I'd rather have
you don't want to do it in a single family. God, I've owned 2,000 houses I rented long term. Trust me, don't do it.
Don't do that.
Okay, and just don't do it. But this business, like any business, is two things: people and systems. You've got to find the right people to align with for your team, and ask the hard questions up front and trust your gut. But then you have to learn the systems, and that's it. It's systems, and we've got everything checklisted, and that's what we train people to do, is to work from checklists so nothing gets missed. You go to McDonald's, they've got a checklist for how much stuffed Coke to put in the cup and everything else, and it's like the book E-Myth. That's every business is that, and so but now's the time to learn while you're stuck in the freaking house. Get on the computer and learn this business, and there will be incredible opportunity, and I think it could even go longer than 15 months. And if you listen to my podcast and you start listening to the guys that have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 doors, I would say 90% of them started in 9, 10, and 11.
Yep, sure.
Clue. That's a clue. Okay, so that's going to happen again, and I will tell you this time I won't. I pivoted back then, and I reinvented myself, and I started a litigation support company, and I built law firms in 5 states, and we helped thousands of families save their homes. It was beautiful. It was great work. I hated the business because people are never happy when they're losing their homes, but it was fantastic work. I sold the business last year, and it's going to kill it now because that's happening again. But the point is, so I didn't get back into real estate and do like Blackstone did. I could have definitely done a Blackstone play because I had experience in it.
Sure.
But right now, the name of the game is knowledge and access to capital. And with the knowledge, you can get the access to capital. Okay. So but you got to move now.
Yep.
Okay. And you've got to learn this business, get out there and shake it up, get around people that are doing this. Like I said, I'm setting up a free multifamily meetup nationally. That's in the works right now. Meeting with the developer tomorrow. We're going to get it cranking, and where people can actually network in small groups inside of this thing. It's going to be awesome. Because networking is out the window right now, and that's a lot of this business. Is you've got to connect with people, so you have to do it on Zoom. You have to do it virtually, and it works. I will tell you, we've been virtual in my company for 2.5 years, 3 years, and I mean, there have been times where I've hired someone and I meet them at my live event and, hey, what's going on? And just wave. And we're walking down the hallway together. I'm like, wait a minute. We've never actually physically met. But you feel like you have because, you've seen them so much. Anyway.
One of my tech guys lives in Canada. I actually met him when he lived in the Philippines, and I've never met him face to face. Been working for me for 5 years. And when I got sick with cancer, I told you that story on your podcast. I shut down my office. I told everybody to work from home because I found when I was recovering from cancer, working from my laptop and my cell phone, I'm like, wow, I'm actually getting a lot done from my master bedroom while I'm recovering here with this massive incision in my stomach. Why would I ever go back to an office? So we've learned this over the years, and I think the economy is going to move that direction more.
I'm definitely a lot more right now.
No doubt.
And every business is bringing in a virtual component if they want to survive.
Even schools, Rod, you're talking about learning at your multifamily boot camp online. What are my kids doing? They're learning online. They're going to learn now as 11 and 10 and 8-year-olds how to learn online at school. And for us adults, take advantage of the opportunity. Go to Rod's virtual boot camp. It's coming up in a couple weeks. Do that because you can learn at home. You can implement that stuff. Then plug into Facebook groups, meetups, those virtual things. And then, Rod, when this thing opens up and you have another live event where you can actually come face to face, we'll do that when the time is right.
Oh, yeah, that'll be fun. Phenomenal. But again, guys, if you want to see me, it's Rod Live. Text Rod Live as one word to 41411, or go to multifamilyvirtualbootcamp.com. It's a long domain, multifamilyvirtualbootcamp.com. But yeah, if multifamily is what you want to do, because even if you only want to invest passively, come to my boot camp. Because why would you give someone money if you don't know what the heck you're investing in, right? So you need a basic understanding. People had $1 trillion in the stock market that went poof. And I'm going to tell you, well, I don't know if that would have helped them, but the beautiful thing about multifamily again is it survives. It's if purchased right, it's always recession proof.
People are always going to need workforce, B class, B plus. Places to live that have been renovated, stabilized, and they're proud of where they live. They're always going to have high occupancy. Like Rod said, even in the crash of 2008-9, you maybe lose 10%, but you can go as vacant as 35% and still break even, pay your debt service, pay your expenses. So, Rod, listen, this has been an incredible time just sharing with you, kind of ham and egging it, just talking through the market. But guys, what do we learn? We learned it starts up here. It starts between your ears. It starts with your mindset. It starts with getting up with a proper routine. It starts with being someone who's pursuing education, pursuing excellence, not letting the negativity of the news influence your mindset, but you positively and proactively setting your own mindset. Do that. Learn new things online right now, and then be ready, because the next 12 to 18 months, there's going to be a ton of deals that were not available, that people were battling over, competing over 6 months ago, even 6 weeks ago. That is going to be a huge opportunity. So if you're looking to create massive wealth, get ready, plug into Rod's Bootcamp, and we'll put all those notes, all those links right in the show notes here, Rod. So listen, thanks for carving out some time for me, brother.
Yeah,
I appreciate you and just sharing with you.
I love being around your energy, brother. Thank you.
You too, my friend.
Good to see you, man.
All right, be safe. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, see you.
Take care.
You've been listening to Josh Cantwell and the Accelerated Investor Podcast. Leave a comment on our iTunes channel and let us know what you want to learn next or who you'd like Josh to interview. While you're there, give us a 5-star rating and make sure to subscribe so you can be the first to hear new episodes. Follow Josh Cantwell and his companies, Strategic Real Estate Coach and Freeland Ventures, on all social media platforms now, and stay up to date on new training and investment opportunities. To start your journey toward the lifestyle you've always dreamed of, apply for coaching at joshcantwellcoaching.com.